I was washing a mug when Emily said, "I need to tell you something." I turned. "You're shaking. What's wrong?" She pressed a hand to her stomach. "I'm pregnant." The mug slipped. "Pregnant?" She nodded. "It's a miracle." I laughed, breathless. "After all this time?" "Yes." She smiled, then looked away. I stepped closer. "Hey, look at me." She didn't. I said, "We tried for years." "I know." Appointments, pills, prayers. I remember the nights you cried. "Please." She whispered, "Don't." I remember promising I wouldn't leave. "I know you did." I touched her cheek. "This changes everything." Her voice dropped. "Please don't ask questions." I frowned. "Questions like what?" "Dates." "Emily?" "Just be happy." I swallowed. "I am. I'm terrified too." She whispered, "I don't want to lose you." "You won't." She pulled back. "Promise?" "I promise." She exhaled. The doctor confirmed it. "When?" "Yesterday." I grinned. "I wish I was there." She shrugged. "I went alone." "Why?" "I needed space." She crossed her arms. "From me?" "From hope?" I tried to joke. "Hope is my job." She didn't laugh. I said, "How far along?" She stiffened. "Early." "How early?" "Does it matter?" "It matters to me." She shook her head. "Can we not do this?" "Do what?" "Analyze." I lowered my voice. "I just want to be with you." She said, "Then trust me." "I do." "Say it." "I trust you." Her eyes filled. "Good." I kissed her hair. "We'll tell my parents." "Not yet." "Your sister?" "No." I pulled back. "Why are we hiding?" "We're not hiding." "Then what are we doing?" She whispered, "Protecting it." "From what?" "From stress." I nodded. "Okay." She said, "I'm scared." "So am I." "Hold me." I did. "I've got you." She murmured, "Promise me something else." "Anything." "If people ask questions, you answer for me." "Why?" "Because I'm tired." "Of what?" "Explaining myself." I hesitated. "Emily, talk to me." She said, "Please don't ruin this." "I wouldn't." "Swear." "I swear." She relaxed. "Thank you." I said, "This baby will have everything." She whispered, "You're too good." "No," I said, "I'm just yours." She flinched. I asked, "Did I say something wrong?" "No." "Then what?" "Nothing." I cupped her face. "We're a family." Her smile trembled. "Yes." I added, "I'll protect you both." She closed her eyes. "I know." I talked about names. "What if it's a girl?" She said, "You always wanted a girl." "And a boy who looks like you." She said, "Stop." "Why?" "Because it feels unreal." It's real. She whispered, say that again. It's real. She nodded. Okay. I said, do you remember our wedding? She said, of course. I promised forever. You still have it. I meant it. I know. I still choose you. She looked away. Don't say that. Why not? Because choices hurt. I don't understand. Just don't. I said, we survived worse. She answered, did we? Yes. She said, then stay strong. I will. She asked, even if things get messy? Yes. Even if I'm difficult? Yes. Even if you're afraid? Yes. She paced. What if this changes us? It already has. For better? I believe so. She asked, what if people judge me? I'll stand in front of you. What if they blame me? I'll take it. What if I fail? I'll catch you. She whispered, you make it sound easy. It's not, I said, it's love. She finally looked at me. Promise me you won't leave. I'm not going anywhere. She leaned into me. Don't change. I won't. Promise? I promise. She said, then don't doubt today. I won't. Just today. Just today. She breathed out slowly. She said, stay here with me tonight. I won't. No phones. Agreed. Just us. Always. She squeezed my hand tightly, like fear might steal me away forever, somehow completely silently at last there. I believed her. I didn't see the lie standing between us. I sat beside Emily in the small exam room, my knee bouncing. I said, you hate these chairs too, right? She nodded without looking at me. I smiled at the nurse. Last time, I swear they were softer. Emily didn't smile. I leaned closer. Hey, you okay? She said. The door opened and Dr. Harris walked in. Good morning. Morning, I said. I'm the nervous one. Emily folded her hands. Dr. Harris checked the chart. First pregnancy? Emily said, yes. I laughed. A long time coming. Dr. Harris smiled politely. Let's talk dates. Emily's shoulders stiffened. He said, based on the scan, the due date looks like mid-June. My smile froze. I asked, June? Yes, he said, give or take a week. Emily stared at the floor. My head started counting without my permission. June meant March, February, January. It meant winter. It meant that weekend. I said, that seems early. Dr. Harris looked at me. Not really. Emily whispered, can we move on? I forced a laugh. Sure, sorry. Dr. Harris continued talking, but his words blurred. My mind replayed Emily packing a bag. I'll be back Sunday, she had said. It's just a girls' retreat. I remembered waving goodbye. I remembered Daniel's name popping into my head and me pushing it away. Dr. Harris said, any questions? I shook my head. Emily said, no. The appointment ended fast. In the hallway, I said, that was easy. She walked ahead of me. I said, "Hey." She didn't stop. In the car I joked, "Guess we're having a summer baby." Silence. I turned down the radio. Emily. She stared out the window. I said, "Talk to me." She said, "I'm tired." "So am I," said, "but I'm happy." She said, "Good." That word felt sharp. Later that day, Claire came over. She smiled too wide. She said, "Congratulations." I hugged her. "Thanks." Emily went to the kitchen. Claire lowered her voice. "You must be excited." "I am," I said. "Why?" She hesitated. "No reason." I said, "Claire?" She sighed. "I saw Emily that weekend." My chest tightened. "What weekend?" "The retreat," she said. "With who?" She swallowed. "Daniel." I laughed. "That's not funny." "I'm not joking." I asked, "Where?" "At the bar near the hotel." I said, "You're wrong." She whispered, "I wish I was." Emily returned. "What are you talking about?" I stood up. "Daniel." Her face drained. I said, "The due date." She said nothing. I said, "The retreat." Nothing. I said, "Say I'm crazy." She opened her mouth, then closed it. I said, "Say it." December. N. N. My voice broke. Was I ever part of this? She whispered, "Please." "Please what?" "Don't do this here." "So it's true." She cried. I said, "That's your answer." She reached for me. I didn't plan it. I stepped back. I said, "Numbers don't lie." She whispered, "Neither does pain." I nodded slowly. I grabbed my keys. "Get in the car." She said, "I can't talk right now." "You've talked enough," I said. Claire left quietly. In the car, I said, "How long?" Emily stared ahead. It was one night. One night changes everything. She said, "I was lonely. I was married to you." She said, "You were working. So you called him." She said, "He answered." I laughed hollow. Of course he did. She said, "It meant nothing." "It meant a child," I said. She covered her face. "Stop." "Tell me the truth," I said. "All of it." She whispered, "I don't know whose it is." My hands shook on the wheel. I said, "Then why call it a miracle?" She cried, "Because I needed it to be." I said, "Needed me to be blind." She said, "I needed you." "Not enough," I said. She asked, "Are you leaving?" I parked. "I don't know." She said, "Please don't hate me." "I don't know how not to," I said. She reached out. "We can fix this." I pulled away. "You already broke it." She whispered, "Say something." I said, "I trusted you." She said, "I know." "That's the worst part," I said. I said, "I need space." As I walked away, every number echoed. The miracle kept rotting inside me. I remember the clock blinking midnight when Emily finally sat across from me. I said, "Say it." She whispered, "I don't know where to start."
Start with the truth, I said. She rubbed her hands together. I was lonely. I was your husband. I know. You still chose him. She nodded. I was weak. That's not an excuse. I'm not asking for one. Then why are we talking? Because I can't carry this alone. You didn't carry it alone, I said. You carried him. She flinched. Please. Don't beg, I said. Just talk. She took a breath. Daniel called me first. And you answered. Yes. You always do, I said. She said, he said he missed me. And that mattered. I felt invisible. You hid from me, I said. I was scared you'd see through me. I did, I said. Too late. She cried. It was one night. One night you won't stop repeating. I hated myself after. Not enough, I said. She said, I found out weeks later. Found out what? I was pregnant. My chest burned, and you waited. I panicked. So you lied. I hoped it was yours. I laughed. Hope isn't math. She said, I needed you. You needed protection, I said. She whispered, I need you now. I stood up. You need honesty. She grabbed my sleeve. Please raise the baby. I froze. She said, as yours. I said, say that again. Please, she cried, be the father. I pulled away. You're asking me to erase myself. I'm asking you to save us. There is no us, I said. I jug and then ease. I'll cut him off. You already chose him, I said. She said, I choose you now. You're late, I said. She collapsed into the chair. I'm sorry. I don't know who you are, I said. She said, I'm broken. You broke me, I said. She asked, do you hate me? I don't feel anything yet, I said. She said, scream at me. I won't give you that, I said. She said, punish me. I won't save you, I said. She whispered, I never meant to hurt you. You measured the risk, I said. She said, I thought I could fix it. You fixed yourself, I said. She asked, is there any chance? Not tonight, I said. Not ever? I don't know, I said. She stood up. Then what am I supposed to do? Face what you did, I said. You already did, I said. She said, I can't do this alone. She whispered, I'm scared. So am I said. But fear doesn't change facts. She said, I loved you. I answered, love doesn't hide. She said, I ruined everything. I said, you chose it. I walked out and called Daniel. He answered fast. What's up? I said, it's me. Never. He laughed. Did she tell you? You knew, I said. He said, I guessed. She's pregnant. Silence. I said, say something. You sure it's mine? He sighed. You were there, I said. One time,
he said. That was enough, I said. He said, I'm not ready for this.
I didn't ask if you were ready, I said. He said, that's between you two. You used me, I said. He laughed. You married her. I said, you slept with her. She came to me, he said. She ran from me, I said. He said, don't put this on me. I already did, I said. He hung up. I stood there shaking, staring at my phone, feeling something collapse inside my chest slowly. I realized something simple and cruel. They decided without me. She chose comfort. He chose escape. I was the cover story. I was the safe ending. I went back inside. Emily looked up. What did he say? He said nothing, I said. She whispered, what does that mean? It means I was never part of this, I said. She said, you can still be. I shook my head. I won't beg anymore. She cried, don't leave me. I already left, I said. She asked, what happens now? I choose myself, I said. She said, that's it? That's everything, I said. I walked away feeling empty and alive at the same time. I felt grief, anger, relief, and clarity collide inside my chest without warning or mercy. I knew survival would hurt, but staying would destroy me completely forever. This pain became the beginning of my self-respect. That night, the man I was finally died. Inside. I didn't scream. I didn't chase Daniel. I didn't beg Emily to suffer. I packed a bag and said, I'm filing for separation. She said, you can't just leave. I already did, I said. She cried, we can't still talk. I'm done talking, I said. She asked, so that's it? Yes, I said, that's restraint. I moved into a small apartment and told myself silence was survival. My father came over with coffee and said, sit. I said, I don't want advice. He said, good, I won't give any. We sat quietly. I finally asked, why doesn't this feel like revenge? He said, because power is calm. I feel empty, I said. He answered, empty is space, you can fill it right. I nodded. He added, anger burns fast, control lasts. Emily kept calling. I let the phone ring. She texted, Daniel won't answer me. I didn't reply. She wrote, he moved away. I stayed silent. She said, I'm scared. I turned the phone face down. Weeks passed. I worked late. I slept early. I learned my quiet. My father said, how do you feel today? I said, stronger. He smiled. That's karma starting. I said, I didn't do anything. That's the point, he said. Emily showed up one night. I opened the door and said, you shouldn't be here. She said, I lost my job. I nodded. She said, Daniel promised help. I waited. He disappeared, she said. I answered, he always does. She cried, I have bills. I said, call a lawyer. She asked, is that all you have? Yes, I said, boundaries. She whispered, you're different. I'm awake, I said.
She said, I need you. I said, you need accountability. She said, I regret everything. I believe you, I said. Then help me, she begged. I already helped, I said, by leaving. She looked shocked. That's cruel. It's honest, I said. She said, you're punishing me. I'm protecting myself, I said. She asked, do you feel good? No, I said. I feel free. After she left, my father called. He asked, did you open the door? Yes, I said. Did you let her in? No, I said. He said, then you're learning. Emily texted again. I can't do this alone. I typed, you already did. Then I erased it and sent nothing. I watched her life unravel without my hand on the thread. Daniel vanished. Money tightened. Friends stepped back. Regret got loud. I stayed quiet. Silence felt heavier than anger, but cleaner. My father said, revenge wants applause. I said, and karma? He said, karma whispers. Emily sent one last message. Please talk to me. I read it twice. I didn't answer. That was the moment I understood strength. It didn't shout. It didn't explain. It stood still while chaos tripped over itself. I didn't need justice spoken aloud. I watched it arrive on its own terms. I didn't touch the mess she made. I stepped away from it. And karma did the rest.
Months passed before Emily asked to see me again. I said, 10 minutes. She nodded. That's fair. We sat across from each other, quiet. She said, you look different. I feel different, I said. She swallowed. I ruined us. You told the truth, I said. Too late, she whispered. Yes, I said. She said, I'm sorry. I know, I said. She waited. I added, that's all I have. She asked, do you forgive me? I don't live there anymore, I said. She blinked. Where do you live? In peace, I said. She looked down. The baby deserves better. The baby deserves honesty, I said. She nodded. Daniel never came back. I expected that, I said. She said, I expected you. I chose myself, I said. She reached into her bag. I shook my head. I wrote you a letter. You don't need words. She said, I need closure. So do I said. She asked, what does that look like? It looks like goodbye, I said. She cried softly. I loved you. I loved you too, I said. Then why doesn't that matter? Because love without truth is fear, I said. She said, I was afraid. So was I said. She asked, did I destroy you? I smiled. No. Then what did I do? You showed me myself, I said. She frowned. I learned my limits, I said. She whispered, I think about you every day. I don't, I said gently. That hurt her more than anger ever could. She asked, will you ever hate me? I don't carry you anymore, I said. She stood up slowly. This is it? This is enough, I said. She nodded. I am honest, I said. After she left, I sat alone and breathed.
I hope you're happy. I remembered the fear, the counting, the lies. I remembered thinking the baby was my tragedy. It wasn't. The lie was. The silence was. The version of myself that accepted half-truths was. My father called later. How did it go? It ended, I said. He said, and you? I stayed, I said. He smiled through the phone. That's growth. I walked home alone, not lonely, alone. There was a difference now. I didn't need justice shouted. I didn't need apologies repeated. I needed truth once, and I gave it to myself. I said out loud, I survived. The room didn't answer, and that was fine. I didn't win by revenge. I won by leaving. I won by learning silence could be strength. I won by becoming someone who listens to discomfort instead of burying it. I stood in front of the mirror and said, "You're enough." For the first time, I believed it. Betrayal didn't end me. It sharpened me. And I walked forward without looking back.